Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to our first interview that I'll be doing live. And interestingly, this one will be mixed English Arabic. so, yeah, it's very interesting. I'll tell you the background of it. What happened? 2 years ago, I started making interviews with people or individuals who have very interesting stories, and I wanted to have their stories get across to other people and share it with other people. Fast forward, last October, I got to know another very interesting individual, Aziza. Dr. Aziza. They told me she has an interesting story to tell. So we communicated. At the time, she was going to her graduation. And it didn't happen. So it was November and then December. Then it got postponed because I closed a space that I had. And I was thrown off a little bit from the track of interviewing. And then last month, she messaged me again. And she said, "Remember me, Aziza?" And I said, "Of course I remember you. And of course I still want to do the interview with you. And I'm glad that you messaged me and you connected." She said, "Yeah, but I have a new idea." I said, "Okay. What is it?" She said, "Why don't you interview me with my mother?" I said, "Wow, that's a great idea." And it took off from there. And we said we'll have it as we'll call it how to get to lessen the gap or bridge the gap between generations. So that's what we will be trying to do today, not to bridge the gap, but try to see how we can and give some tips and see what we all go through. I'm a mother, I'm a mother that has gone through this. Before that, I was a daughter who went through that with my parents. Dr. Aysha is a mother. Again, she went through that with her parents.
Definitely.
And then she went through that with her kids. So we said it's perfect. Let's come and talk about it. But before we do that, let me say something, though, that we're not here to fight. We're not here to say they are right or we are right or we are wrong and they're right. Not at all. We have to establish that from the start. The other thing is this is a problem that has been on for generations. It's not a new thing. So when I went back and I researched it, I was interesting enough that I came across quotes. There was a quote that was, okay, I'll read it first and then I'll tell you when this quote was done. Said, "I see no hope for all the future of our people if they are dependent on the youth of today. For certainly all youth are reckless beyond words. When I was young, we were taught to be discreet, respectful, but the present youth are exceedingly wise, in brackets disrespectful, and impatient." This was said by a Greek poet on the 8th century before Christ. So you can imagine, through years, this has been going on. And then there was one in 1274 that said, "The world is passing through troublous times. The young people of today think of nothing but themselves." This was in 1274. And then we have Plato that said, Socrates had said, "Children now love luxury. They show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are tenants, not servants at the household, and so on and so forth. So it's not something new, okay? It's been there. Every generation, it's there. So I told you how we came across, and first I got to know Aziza, and then the idea that we do it together with her mother. So let me just give you a very brief background of who we have here today. So Dr. Aysha Al-Mansouri, founder of Al-Mansouri Medical Center. She has Bachelor of Dentistry from Cairo, Egypt, class of 1994. Oh God, these words: restorative and aesthetic dentist, clinical master of aesthetic dentistry from UCLA, master in restorative and aesthetic dentistry from Manchester University, fellowship in anti-aging medicine. Oh. I should become, we'll talk after. Okay. Mother of 3.
Yep.
Aziza, and I think we have Abdulaziz and Ammar here with us also. Mm-hmm. She is interested in physical activities, all kinds of art, nature, and her new interests are dogs.
Yes.
I see her every morning on Instagram with her dogs. She's having a blast with them. Then we have Dr. Aziza Yasser, co-owner of Al-Mansouri Medical Center, Bachelor of Dentistry from Ras Al Khaimah, batch of 2018. That's old. Diploma in now she got her dentistry, and then she came home and she said, "Mom, this is not what I want to do." What is it that you want to do? So she went. She got her diploma in clinical hypnotherapy and psychotherapy in UK, advanced diploma in psychotherapy and counseling, masters of psychology from Scotland. And that's in December where I talked to her and she was going for her graduation. So she completely changed the track of what she wants to do professionally. Her interests are reading, writing, music, traveling, and art. Mm-hmm. So we're here to talk about the gap.
The gap?
Yeah.
Which gap?
Okay. Now, first tell me, I'll start with you, Aziza. How did this idea come to you? Why did you call me and said, let's do this interview with my mom, and I want her with the interview? What were you thinking?
Honestly, because my relationship with my mother has changed a lot since I was younger. I feel like I've met so many versions of her. And recently, I think because I've gotten older, we're a lot more like friends. She's still my mother, but at the same time, I feel like we've grown so much. And there's so much value in our relationship and what we've gone through. And I feel like everything that we do together, everything that we've gone through, everything that we love about each other, that having that conversation is, I think, adds value, and people can hopefully benefit from that, because I've learned to benefit from it, and I've seen how good it is and how great it is when you have that relationship with your parents and you're able to talk about it. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this.
Okay. Aysha, and be comfortable in talking both, or just
sure.
Arabic or anything you want,
sure.
okay? So she came to you and she said, "Mom, I have this idea. I've talked to Marjan and we're going to have this interview together." What did you think?
First things, when she first told me, I was like, should I say yes? Should I say no? Is it important? Then the way she said it, I felt it's really important. It's important for her. And I felt it would be also important for me. Because, yes, being together We talk a lot, even at home. We share a lot of conversations regard everything.
Okay.
And when she asked me for this, I said, yes, why not? Our relation has reached to a point where we can talk at a level that we can understand each other and we can be on the same page. We might have different in ideas, but
Yeah.
this has nothing to do with our relation.
Okay.
I might have a different opinion or she has a different opinion, but la, I mean, we still can have this talk.
True.
It made me so happy because usually if a girl in her generation, she would like to come out with a friend or so, but considering that she wants her mother to be there, I mean, it's something that adds a lot to me.
Okay.
From inside.
Lovely. Now, I'm sure it has not been like this always.
No.
Okay? You've gone through a lot of challenges and struggles. I'm sure I remember when I had my struggles with my parents, I said, when I get married and I have my kids, no way I will do this to them, and I'll be their bestest friend. And then the kids came by, and life happens, and then you forget that, and you become your mom.
Exactly.
And you do again the same things that they were doing, and because you think that's the best thing, that's the best way.
Yeah.
And then you say, but I'm different. I'm different. Why are they not understanding me? I'm not like my mom. But no matter what, we are mothers. So I'm sure that happened also.
Definitely.
What were, give me an example of something like that happening. You know, the discussions that you would have and it would never get anywhere.
Well, to be honest, when I was younger, I mean, my mom was a single mom. So
Okay.
when I'm the eldest, so automatically I felt like I had to be responsible and I had to be understanding of a lot of things. One of the challenges that I saw, I think, with our relationship is because she was under so much stress and there was a lot going on that I, as a 10-year-old, 15-year-old, even maybe 18-year-old, it's not really in my scope of understanding. I was worried about my relationship with my mom, my school, my life, and she was worried about finances, other things that to me is, I don't know, I don't see these things. So it was because the stress was a big load for her, so she couldn't handle a lot of it. So a lot of the times it was the, how do you go? The anger outbursts, let's say,
Yeah.
or the normal miscommunication.
Like, why you don't understand me?
Yeah,
Why?
or النبوة كانت تخاف علينا.
Yeah.
She was very scared if something
Yeah.
would happen. It would come through anger
Yeah.
and through a worry. I would not see the fear or the worry. I would just see my mom's angry. Why is she angry?
Okay.
So that's my logic. Her logic is, I'm calling you, you're not answering. Where are you? What's going on? So this is one of the biggest challenges we had when I was younger, is she had a lot of fear and she wouldn't express that fear. It was, no, I have to make sure she's safe. I have to make sure she's okay. But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought, why is this a big deal?
Yeah.
That's how I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
Aysha.
because basically I had to do the two parts. I had to take care of them, and I have to be the soft and hard. Yani, I have to deal with them, take care of them, and make sure that safety, they learn everything that they need to learn for their future. Yes, I admit that I wasn't an easy mother for any of them, but that came out of care and it came out of love. And if I recall, my parents were the same, but the amount of the relation that I built with my children, I have to say it was more than the relation that was there between me and my mother. So when I compare, I'm doing more than what I got.
Yes.
Why are they not happy? I never had what I'm giving them, so why can't they see that I'm giving them more? But no matter, in my opinion, no matter how much you give the children at that time, at that age, I don't think that they would understand. I'm saying when they are very young.
Yes.
But definitely it's going to pay back later on, when they're grown up. If you really build that, open that communication,
Exactly.
and keep it open to listen to them when they are in an age that you can listen to what they say. And sometimes the children, they say something, but they don't mean this word. You can understand, okay, أنا زعلانة. But they express it in another way.
Yeah.
Just like us, we become angry. It's not because we're angry, it's because we're afraid.
Yeah.
Because we care. We're scared that something wrong might happen. And in my case, I was really scared because it was totally my responsibility. And raising children, raising my kids, I can't afford to fail. It's difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing that I can rewind and do it all over again. And I have to get it right, and I have to get it done the way that I see it has to be done. But yeah.
What was the hardest challenge that you had in getting through to
With
your
my
mom?
mother?
Yeah, was it communication? Was it not seeing eye to eye?
I think it was both of us wanted the other person to understand, but none of us was willing to do the understanding.
Sandy, yeah.
So my mother really wanted me to understand, and I wanted her to understand. So in any communication, if I want her to understand, I will say something. She has to be in a place where she can receive that and understand what I'm saying, not make me understand what she wants me to understand.
Okay.
So that balance, I think we missed when I was younger. It's that clash of ليش هي ما قاعدة تفهمني? Why isn't she understanding me? And she wouldn't say this to me. So I know this later on when I talked to her. She's like, I would say this and I would do this because I was worried. I'm like, you were just angry. What do you mean you were worried? I got none of that. And I think if I was younger, if I knew she was worried, I wouldn't have taken it to heart so much. But I didn't know that.
But do you think at that age, if she had come to you and told you the fears that she was facing in her life, do you think you would have understood?
Me as Aziza, I do. Because there are other things. I've seen my mom go through so much.
Okay.
And there was a lot that I wouldn't do because I understood her situation. I understood what she was going through. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was because I was the eldest and I was very close to her, but I did have a level of understanding of the situation when it comes to work or divorce or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she knows that as well.
Yeah.
I did have a very good understanding. But for me, I never saw my mother. She wouldn't show us her sadness, her worry, her anxiety.
Yeah.
It was always, for me, I used to call her super mom. 'Cause
Right.
she would come in, she would do everything, she'd go home, and then in my head, I'm like, oh, she's not scared of anything. She's not worried about anything. She's just doing this because it's who she is. But then later on, when she said that, no, I did all of this because I was so scared. I'm like, scared?
Yeah.
Why are you so
just
scared? Why
yeah.
didn't you tell me you were scared? I wouldn't have been angry at you.
Yeah.
That was my point. Because there was a time when you're younger,
Yeah.
you're a teenager, you'll get angry at your
So
parents.
communication
Yeah.
is key,
Yeah.
no matter what. Right?
yeah.
I mean, but I think we have to be in a level of understanding, even at that stage, that to know how to communicate. Because sometimes with a kid, it's different to say some words to try to communicate than when you are older and all that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. When did the shift happen? When did the shift happen for you, Aysha?
The shift happened, the big shift happened was basically, let me say, when a big change happened in my life. It was the time of separation or the divorce. And I still remember that I was with one of my closest cousins.
Yeah.
And by that time, I was like this much to touch the ground.
Yeah.
And
You mean go into depression?
depression
Yeah.
and feeling not happy and all of that
Main
kind of
sama?
stuff.
Okay.
So
What's the main? Okay. Can you?
So,
no.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you?
So what happened is like I had a chat with one of my cousins, in which I respect her a lot, and she told me just one thing. She told me, Aisha, اللي ما عنده السعادة ما يقدر يعطي السعادة.
Exactly.
إذا تبين عيالك يكونون سعيدين لازم أول تتعلمين كيف تسعدين نفسك. So it really clicked. I tried doing this. In fact, it really switched. So I started satisfying first because I was all what I was doing is work, taking care of the children. You know, being in that
Automatic pilots
Exactly.
and provide for them,
Exactly.
bring them safety, bring them security. You forgot yourself.
Exactly. And the fear that something wrong is going to happen, then I cannot control, you know, especially I am شوية control freak. Okay.
Oh, really?
So
Aren't we all?
perfectionist, and I want everything to go, you know, very nice, very, you know, their studies, the way, صحتهم, and everything, يعني everything I wanted to be perfect. And perfect doesn't really exist to the optimum that we want it to be. So, yes.
When did the shift happen for you?
For me, it was more of a mental shift. Because my mother and I have gone through a lot together, side by side, throughout the whole thing. For me, it was when I grew up, not that old, but when I became older. I'm 27.
Okay.
But I remember when I was 26, and I remembered my mother had me at 26.
Okay.
And like she had me at 26. She had a clinic. She had other responsibilities. I can take care of myself at 27. So in my mind, I had a lot more compassion and a lot more understanding. And what helped make the shift for me is, regardless of whatever it was, regardless of whatever, I don't know, people now, they'll say trauma or whatever, or issues we had, it doesn't really matter. Because I got to a place where I understood that everything she does and anything she ever did was not from a place of malicious intent or to want to hurt.
Let me come in at this stage. Tell me something. Did going into studying therapy and all that, did that have anything to do with it, that you started seeing that? Because it cannot just happen that I realized that I understand her now more. It just doesn't come out of the void.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yes.
It does not.
Yeah.
It did help me. But initially, not so much. Initially, I was like, okay, I study this, but these are my issues. This is for people. This is mine. You know? I feel like for me, I had to go through the process of being angry and looking and choosing to look at things objectively and choosing to look at it in a way where I'm not hurting myself and it's not creating an obstacle in my life. And at the end of the day, I mean, none of us have so long to live. And I always think, okay, I know my mother. Regardless of what we've been through, I know who she is and I know everything she's done. So in the same way that we like to pick on our parents and say, you've done this, you've done this, you've done this, acknowledge they've also done other things that are just as good, if not better. And having that balance for me helped remove a lot of weight and a lot of anger. And you realize you have to be able to appreciate the struggles. I appreciate every time she shouted at me and did all of these things, because everything I love about myself now, I would not have had if it wasn't for the mother I had growing up.
Yeah. But then again, I'll go back to my question, okay? Because it's not easy for someone to realize this, but out of, okay, I wake up in the morning and I think, she was doing her best and all that. You have to go through a process. Yeah. What was the process that you went through that got you to thinking that way?
I mean, I'm very inquisitive naturally.
Okay.
I always like taking responsibility for my life and how things
Okay.
happen. I don't naturally like to find myself in a place of victimhood.
Yes.
That's just me. And that's something I've learned from her, I think, without realizing. I don't like to say, oh, this happened.
Yeah.
Nor do I like saying, this person's a bad person. I just sit there. Something about that doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
So I think even if I was this understanding person and I had this way of thinking, I did have to go through a point where I had to, maybe I didn't have to, but I was, let's say, angry.
Yeah, but going through the studies
Yes.
of psychology
Yeah.
and therapy and all that,
Yeah.
did that put it into perspective for you?
That gives you tools.
Yes.
That you can
Yes.
use if you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
It did give me the tools.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It did.
And Aisha, when did the shift happen for you?
It's when
Is it when she
I-
came back from
from
her
Manchester-
studies
from Manchester.
Yeah.
Scotland.
When she came back from Scotland, yes, because let me say, with Aziza, I learned a lot. In a way, I learned to say, it's okay. I can relax.
Yeah.
I learned how to let go.
Can you hear, Maysoon?
I learned how
Maysoon.
to let
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Just to let go and trust.
Okay.
Because as parents, when we want to protect, in fact, we act as if we own. And this doesn't work, because sometimes if you really do that, you're going to lose your children.
Yeah.
You're going to really lose them. But she taught me how, because I'm always يعني on the go.
Yeah.
يعني
Yeah.
كل شغالة 24/7. But she taught me how to relax,
Slow down.
how to take time to think about the things that I like to do. I didn't have a chance to do. How to live. And that life doesn't only rotate around work, children, responsibility. We need to have that time.
Yeah.
That time, we deserve to have it. To relax so that we can be open. And since I've done that, I became more open to listen to what they need, what they want, and open conversations, and to go down and to, understand what they are going through. And definitely, we had the chance, and I'm very lucky to have this. That I sit with my children, and we opened up freely, and we talked about each and everything that bothered them down the road. When
Is it
when
that when you stopped judging them,
yes,
that this
to let
started?
go.
Yeah.
It's when you just let go
and just
تتوكلين
listen.
على Allah, and just to let go.
Go and just listen
to them. Trust what you taught them.
Yeah.
Give them the chance, because we've been raised ما يصير تغلطين. Cannot. We will do mistakes. And
yeah.
how come you expect your kids not to do mistakes? We still do mistakes.
Yeah. Left
so
and right.
Just let them take the chance to do the mistake. Just be there for them.
Yeah.
Be there for them. Let them take their chance to find themselves through the mistakes that they do.
Yeah.
Basically.
And to be honest with you, for me, actually, they're the ones who started having me open up to the way we think.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe it's because they opened up to a world where we were not opened up to.
Yes.
Maybe and internet and globalization and all that
Yes,
helped
very much.
with the research coming in, and they were reading a lot, and they were making us realize that there are other things there.
Yes.
But for us also being ready to listen to them.
Yes. Yes.
So kind of we came halfway.
Together.
We met halfway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my mother, like I said, I feel like I've known 3 or 4 different versions of her growing up. There, I'm like,
Oh,
very
tell me
different
about
person.
it. I've been through versions myself
Yes.
that now when I look back is like, that was me. Yeah.
But it's interesting because now
Wallah.
I feel like my mother has found herself.
Yeah.
True.
And that makes
Oh,
me
we
happy.
have.
Yeah, which
We
is
have
great.
found ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I think helps us connect, because she appreciates me as I am.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her as she is.
Exactly.
And there's always an expression of desire. I'd like you to be this way.
Exactly.
But it doesn't come
always,
as pressure.
yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't come as I'd like you to be this way, but also it's fine, or
Yeah.
and I can come in a bad mood and she's not gonna get angry at me. Before it's a different story, but now
Yeah.
it's fine. And it goes both ways as
Yeah.
well. And we understand each other's language, which I think is very important, because
True.
we always have a version of who we want our parents to be,
Yeah.
as I'm sure
We
parents
also have
a list.
versions
Yeah.
of how we want our kids to be.
Yeah.
And I think it came mostly for us, it was from our parents, because you have to look like this.
Yes.
You have to be smart. You have to be a doctor. You have to be an engineer. You have to be this, because they were not.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, now we want also that from our kids. But as I said, the beauty of it, when you all were growing up, world opened up, okay? And you saw other things that we did not see. And then you started telling us that, hello guys, there is other ways of thinking that's out there, and stop. And what you want me to be, I don't want to be.
Exactly.
And then that made us realize, like, maybe they are saying something that we are not seeing. And that's where our shift started happening. But we had to work on ourselves
A lot.
a lot
Exactly.
to get to understand what you guys are saying. And it's not easy.
No.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
But then we came to realize that whatever you look like, whatever you want to work in, whatever profession you want to be, is not what we want. It's what you guys want.
Yeah, because I think the main objective is to make our kids happy,
Yeah,
our
absolutely.
children happy, and making them happy is not making them what we want.
Exactly.
Looking at them as our children, if we just eliminate, she's not, now Aziza, she's not my daughter, she's just a girl, human. She has the right to choose. She has the right to live the way she wants. بس يعني اللي أقصده إن نجرد الإنسان من هاي العلاقة، لأن أحياناً when we are parents we want to control.
Yes, absolutely.
If we just eliminate this, give them the freedom to choose, because it's their right to choose. It's not my life, it's their life. What makes me happy doesn't make her happy. And I had the chance to do what I like, so definitely she has to have the chance to do it. And basically Aziza, when she didn't want to go dentistry, by the way,
Yeah.
in the first place. So like
Most of us, we go through
she
things
didn't
because
want
our
to.
parents wanted.
And then she did what she wants. And then, I can't say that I'm very happy that she quit dentistry, but seeing the smile on her face every morning, going to do the career that she likes. I mean, what do I want more? I want her to be happy.
Exactly.
I want her to be happy.
Yeah, it's all about that. For them to be happy and for us to be happy also. Because when we see you happy, we're happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we
probably
keep...
we were rigid a lot, and they taught us how to be softer. You know? Softer.
Yeah.
And see things easier. Really. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that Aziza taught me how to do.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
See? Okay. So I think this is a good place where we ended, and then we come to realize that it's we have to remember that it takes a lot of intention, curiosity, willingness to learn, both sides.
Yeah.
Okay, both sides, because no matter what, parents are parents and kids
Yeah.
are kids, and every generation is different. And we always say, "Oh, this generation is totally like we cannot stand them. What is this?" Or no, as we said, it goes back centuries.
Yes.
So this is always there. What we can do is a few things that we can try for the new mothers who have kids, small kids, that they're growing up, to get what we went all through and lessen it and make it less and try to understand each other. So one of the things is we have to be open to new ideas. No matter what, there are new ideas coming up. Okay? If we get stuck in our own world and in how we were brought up, we will never see their world and their new ideas. Okay? We have to make time daily to sit and chat. To chat with them, see what their world is like, without judgment. Without judging. Yeah? Don't just dictate. We have to listen. It's not, I'm a parent, I know best, this is it. What I says goes.
True.
Okay? Understand?
Yeah.
Agree to meet halfway. Love unconditionally. No conditions for living. Yeah?
Yeah, true.
Anything you want to add to that,
I think you
Aziza?
said most of it,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, I'm very grateful for my mom, as I am grateful for my dad, because I know she's
Of
a
course.
single mom, but both my parents. But at the same time, I am very, very grateful for my mother and who she is. Indirectly, directly, whatever she did, she didn't do. Whatever she thinks,
We
was
were doing
best
our
or
best
wasn't.
that we
Exactly.
knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I appreciate it so much every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aysha?
It's one thing that I've learned a lot also from Aziza. It's forgiveness. The way you forgive and how to forgive, because it adds to you first and it makes you more peaceful. How to forgive is very important, and forgiving each other as parents
Yes.
also would make the relation much, much stronger.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Thank you. We'll open up for discussion. If anyone has anything, wants to add anything, wants to share something, it's now or forever stay quiet. Yeah. Right, yes, please. She's, do you, do you want to use the mic or do you think you're okay?
I'm considered a new mother.
Yes.
Not that new, yeah, 7 and 5.
Inshallah.
And I do worry about the gap most of the time, especially that I had them when I was 30. I'm 42 now. So when I had them, it's like 30 something.
Okay.
Anyway. But they always tell me, Mama, when I'll be your age, how old you will be. Which made me realize, okay, you had fun and you got married later on, and it was the right time to get married. But will I be the person they need me to be in this age? Maybe you're closer in age, but from your experience, do you think being yourself will always be the answer, or there will be this gap? From what you said, and we have to prepare them for something that we don't know. And even the jobs that you take
Yes.
later on,
Yeah.
we don't know what are they.
True.
بس the question that always comes to mind, and will I be the right person for them later on, or will I be giving them what they need in the age later on?
Well, look at us.
Yeah,
We didn't know that we will be this
Exactly.
after all these years. So I'm sure if you think that way, I am sure you're a person who has the growth mindset.
True.
And you will be there for them when they get to that age, and I'm sure you will know what to kind of answers or decisions that you.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. انت ليش ما تقولين انت بتصيرين مثلنا لما تصير؟ ليش؟
يعني don't a great model.
Yeah.
I know. We didn't know.
It is the fear that
It's the fear.
we've been through that.
It's always about the fear.
أعقلها وتوكل. You do what you can. You give them the tools. You
Yes.
give them الأساسيات في الحياة. You build that foundation, that strong foundation. أكيد, definitely, they're gonna struggle, but it's part of maturity. It's part of maturity. You cannot protect them. You cannot. The worry adds stress. Adds stress for you, basically, as a mother.
And it reflects, Tara. It
lot.
reflects on them.
Yes.
If you are stressed, if you are angry, you know, it will reflect on them.
They feel it.
They feel it.
They feel it. Yeah.
So the more relaxed you are, the more understanding you are, the more open they will. Yeah.
Thanks to Nicole. It's just that the gap, if it's will affect later on.
Tara, you're
age.
talking about the age gap. I was 30 when I had my daughter.
Yeah.
But it's not like I was in my early 20s when I was 20 when I was 30 when I had my daughter. Yeah.
I had my youngest when I was 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think age is a number, I guess. Age is a number.
age is a number.
It's just a number.
Uh-oh. لا لا حاجة تفضل. لا okay.
Now, your experience with your daughter, was it similar to your experience with your son?
with
My
الأولاد.
yes, but
They are on that level of understanding the way where you have this, or
Because of
have they
them.
become
Be-
friends? طبعا صار حقول. لا لا.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, yeah.
Being a daughter and a son different ولا؟
Definitely it's different.
Click with one only, the rest still have that.
Struggle. being men, probably being more rigid, and probably they want to hide the feelings.
Well,
more.
Aisha, I'll
بس
tell you
لكن-
something. Yeah.
يعني about my children.
Yeah.
يعني they are as such. But I do, I do sometimes
But that's
catch
your
them
story,
alone.
your
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
But you're saying now.
But my
My
story is
story,
different.
yes.
But
Yes.
my story is different.
Because
Yeah.
we have to, as parents, we have to find the time and the moments where we want to open up with our children. Okay, sometimes I find them in a bad mood or whatever. Something's going on, but I know that if I ask or whatever, it's not gonna
They will
happen.
pull back. They will shut you down. Yeah.
Exactly. So sometimes probably while we're having a nice cup of tea or walking or
She's
whatever.
very
we-
smart when she does it.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
comes like this.
Giving them choices, difficult ones and easy ones, and then making them really choose the choice that you
Want.
that kind of stuff. But I have to say yes. Maybe Aziza, my relation with Aziza, because probably she's the eldest, and because we understand each other more. We go out with each other more.
Yeah.
But I still feel that I am an open mother now for my boys also, and they can understand that now,
Yeah.
and they can relate to this.
Is that true?
now.
Okay. We know you're going home after this, but we can see from the face that it's honest. Okay. Hey. And then I'll tell you my version of the story. So my eldest is a daughter, is the girl, the daughter, and then 2 boys. I am growing up, not now. Growing up, I was closer to my sons than I was with my daughter. Now, funny enough, later on in life, I came to know that because we are same personalities, exactly, we clashed.
Oh.
Big time. She was closer to her father more than me. Okay. Oh no, you're happy, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Hey, so it's different. It's not
Sure.
being a girl. She's closer to her mother, and being a boy closer
Yeah.
to the no. It's personalities.
Yes, yes.
It's personalities completely.
Yeah. Because probably بعد Aziza, she's very social, very. And she's very caring, and she wants to help يعني طوب الأرض. Okay. فما بالك when it's her mother, her brothers يعني
That's why I think that's why I think she went into psychology. Yeah. 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 Anything else? Anyone? Coach, yes, please. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay.
Because I know, as a mother, there's more of an expectation that is needed.
For internal.
Actually,
حق الريكوردينج
حق الريكوردينج.
لا ما عليك ما بتسمعك
so ما قاعد يشتغل.
لما بدأ شغل
ففي نوع الاكسبكتيشن المطلوب منك انت كأم. Then in order for you to close the gap, you need to be a bit vulnerable. You need to be vulnerable. يعني كنت شوية you need to be open with your children. How did it feel? Like, was it challenging to let down this shield in order for them to see you a bit differently?
You can't imagine. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, it is difficult to remove the shield and to show them your weakness. Because as a mother, personally, I felt, and probably this what made the big gap, that I was always afraid if my children will see me weak, they're gonna grow weak. And I never wanted any of them to feel that I am weak, I'm not capable, I cannot. I wanted them always to feel that there is a support, a strong figure behind them, support, so that they can move ahead strongly. And now that they have خلاص بالنسبة لي الحين التربية بقول لك عندي أنا في مفهومي وياهم انتهت. تربيتي لهم انتهت. الحين هم ربعي, they are my friends, and I can easily take off الشيلد اللي قلت عنه. And yes, it is the moments where I want them to be my friends. And and they would be my best friends because they're my children, they feel me more. And having them see me exactly how I am would definitely not بس يعني it will eliminate the gap.
Yeah.
Totally, because they would care for me, I'm sure. I would care for them. They would see الأمور بحقيقتها. مو بوديهم مو أمثل السترينث والقوة وأنا سعيدة. No, خلاص. هذه كلها راح وانتهى, and it is time to enjoy. And for me also, ترى it is difficult. It is difficult to wear this shield all the time. الحين, yes, I can sit and relax, and I can be me even in front of my children. And it is more relaxing. And I'm happy to have my kids to try to understand this.
But getting a dog helps also.
She helps?
Getting a dog.
Oh,
Big time. Yes, sure. I used to be
see, I
scared
tell
of
you, I
dogs.
want a dog.
You will not have
Okay.
because I will end up taking care of them.
To add to that question, did you feel pressure from expectation from society for you to go with this specific change of removing the shield? Was there any social pressure that made you maybe think twice whether I should,
Keep the shield or
Keep the
take
shield
or
or
take off the shield. Yeah.
Yeah, I have reached to a point now. Sorry, but I don't care. I don't care as long as I'm happy. My kids are happy. I sleep totally happy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even go in. يعني ما يطوف. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm happy. My kids are happy. That's what matters.
Yeah, that's yeah.
At the end of the day.
So no more frame.
No.
That frame. لا there is here. Hey,
Thank you.
thanks for that question. Yeah. خلاص? Yeah, we'll close it. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And thank you for being here and listening to our stories and trying to bridge the gap
Thank you.
between generations. Thank you.
Thank you.